That's really cool. They gave her an animation. She looked at. It's uncanny, but it's realistic in a way that you're gonna just stand there still and I'm pressing these buttons. Which one should we press?
I don't know. I've been here before. You're the one who...
As you visit the park's historical exhibits today, you'll learn how Dayton, Ohio has helped to shape the world. You'll see the 1905 airplane that my friend Orville Wright considered the most important flying machine that he and his brother Wilbur ever built. You'll walk across a covered bridge and have the opportunity to inspect a canal lock in an original segment of the Miami and Erie Canal. You'll see a giant coreless steam engine, an ancient locomotive, a Conestoga wagon, an early Cadillac motor car, a working grist mill water wheel, and so much more. You know, I've been fortunate to visit literally dozens of cities around the globe, and I can tell you that there's no place like Dayton. Our innovative city boasts over 1,000 factories, both large and small. We've invented the cash register, automobile self-starter, and of course, the airplane. I trust you'll gain an appreciation for this wonderful city during your time here. Enjoy your visit.
I think that she's one of the first animatronics that I ever was introduced to.
Really?
Probably.
Nice.
Because, I mean, I've been coming here since I was really little.
Yeah, that might be...
She's the one I remember the most. They also do this entire show sometimes with, like, I think it has the Wright brothers and their animatronics, and they do all this stuff with
Loco Enterprise up and going. The men we pulled together from NCR called me boss. But I'll tell you, the only rank in that group was when one of us was ranker than the next. It reminded me of the hot, sweaty work my siblings and I grew up with on our farm outside Loudonville, Ohio, between Columbus and Cleveland. I learned a lot growing up, studying farm equipment, repairing my mother's sewing machine, even dissecting a brand new telephone I purchased with $14 I raised cutting a neighbor's wheat field. Not far from the farm, I learned elementary engineering from the close
it's weird that his collar
is
attached to his neck.
That's
the one gripe I have about this.
I discovered that you can know
It'd be a lot more
lot,
realistic if
not
the
really
collar
understand
just
anything.
Still.
But from those men in the mills, I learned how to understand things. I'd say my education was a combination of academic basics and practical mechanics. I started teaching school at age 19, and then went on to
it looked over to you as well. He's making eye contact.
During those years, I was having flare-ups of an eye ailment and headaches, so I would take time off from school to rest. During those breaks and to earn some money, I took a job as a pole setter with the Star Telephone Company. In those days, I learned a lot about electricity, telephones, and working with a crew of men. I learned a lot in my first 28 years.
Cool. And you just kind of sit there. I like that. He's an idol. That's really cool to see. I love that. He's not just sitting there dead.
Yeah.
Well, hello there. Welcome to Carillon Historical Park. I'm Edward Dees, the park's founder. That little gem was the NCR song commissioned by my friend John Patterson, who's one of Dayton's great industrialists.
No problems are insurmountable. If you can accept the notion that your future is in your own hands, there is nothing you cannot accomplish.
I never could get a word in edgewise with that man. John Patterson was always making speeches, doing his best to coax greatness out of each and every one of us. I should know. He inspired me every day when I worked for him at National Cash Register Company, NCR. Back then, I was just Edward Deeds, long before I became Colonel Edward A. Deeds in World War I. Oh my, yes. we have a few surprises today as we explore Dayton's rich tradition of invention. That's right, Scipio. Scipio's a part of our history, too. This big, lovable lug and Orville Wright were almost as inseparable as Orville and Wilbur. Scipio's going to run point today as we share with you some of Dayton's great achievements. Take a look. It was my idea to collect these historic pieces among thousands of others and preserve them here. But it took so many generous folks and organizations to build the park that you're enjoying today. Scipio, do you remember my old buddy Harry Price? I first met Harry when I was president of the Miami Conservancy District, our region-wide flood prevention system. Harry and the Price Brothers Company were crucial in supplying the preformed concrete blankets for reinforcing the levees we built after the Great Dayton Flood of 1913. Easy, Scipio. It took thousands of years for someone to build the first successful heavier-than-air piloted flying machine. But less than 66 years after the Wright boys first took flight, Ohioan Neil Armstrong walked on the moon. None of us lived long enough to witness that event, but we were all there that day in spirit. Well, I could keep you all here for hours sharing the incredible accomplishments made by the people of this city, this remarkable city. Dayton has such a legacy. We've made the world better, smarter,
Faster, more efficient.
Safer, stronger,
More sophisticated, more artistic.
and more fun and adventurous.
and we're just getting started. The next major milestones and breakthroughs, well, those are up to you.
I've always said, high achievement always takes place in the framework of high expectation.
What will you design, create, develop, or produce to earn your place in history?
So that one day, future generations will come here to Carillon Park to learn about you.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
I thought you would like that.
No, I'd love that. Look at all go. Activate all the train. Oh my god, look at the truck! Look at it go! This is so cool. That's cool.
I have Alberto here.
Oh,
Hey. So cool.
nice.
That's awesome.
So these are individual letter molds.
Oh.
These are called mats. Pressing the keys on the keyboard here causes these mats to drop out of this magazine up here onto this elevator. Alberto and Rosella on my line. I'm going to pull this lever here, it comes up, comes over into the pre-casting position. I'm going to pull the clutch out, it's going to drop down. Liquid metal is going to flood those molds. That liquid metal's at 550 degrees Fahrenheit. Those molds will then come back up, come over, and go back up to the top of the magazine here where they'll be sorted back into place. Down here, that liquid metal will be ejected as a tight slug with your guys' names on it.
Ooh.
Liquid metal's flooding those molds. Those molds come back up, come over, go back up to the top. Down here, I have Alberto and Rosella.
Nice.
Amazing.
Cool. Awesome.
I'm going to take this over to my proof press here. I'll print you guys a card out with your names on it. So this here is a proof press. It is for the purpose of proofreading. Creates one copy of whatever you want relatively quickly so you can check it for spelling mistakes or grammar mistakes.
Okay.
You guys know in Google Docs or Microsoft Word that red squiggly line?
Yeah.
This is the 1920 version of that red squiggly line. The reason you have this is your type is upside down and backwards, so it's very difficult to read. This creates a copy of it that's right side up and forward so you can actually read it. I'm going to take a blank card and set it on my type. Roll it through.
Oh, that's so cool.